We will be pursuing criminals wherever they are. It doesn't matter what firepower they have. It doesn't matter how bad they think they are. We are coming. So this call to police to reduce fatal shooting, it's wrongly directed. It ought to be directed at criminals who raise their gun. Because you will not get me to tell my police not to pursue criminals. We're going. What I would love these agencies and these persons who are talking about fatal shooting to do is to tell criminals, do not raise the gun at the police. I don't spend millions and millions of dollars in 2024, millions of dollars each month training my OST, my fighting force, so that they don't lose a battle against criminals. I don't train them and invest so much money so that criminals can take them out.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Friday evening to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side. So we have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off with some international stories coming out of the United States of America. So to all you criminal elements over there in the US who continues to wreak havoc yard and abroad, your day is coming. Yeah, man. So the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, that's ICE, has arrested 2 Jamaican nationals convicted of criminal offenses in the United States of America, one of which who is said to be a wanted criminal element in Jamaica. ICE stated that they had arrested Sanjay Walsh, age 28. He was convicted of a hold-on and take type of assault of 2 minors and also tampering with evidence on December 17th. It is said that Walsh was convicted after committing unspeakable crimes against 2 children and was sentenced to prison for it. ICE also stated that they issued an enforcement removal for the criminal element, but the courts decided not to adhere to their request. So what they had to do is sought after him and arrest him in a community after he was released from prison. He was detained by ICE and presently awaits his deportation back to the land of his birth. Yeah, man. Now, ICE also stated that Boston officers in Hartford, Connecticut, arrested a 30-year-old Jamaican man, presently on your screen to the right of the screen, identified as Leroy Neville White on December 26. It is said that White is also known as Kevin White. He is the subject of an Interpol red notice for knockings and clappings with intent. He had also been convicted in the United States of a first-degree threatening with intent to terrorize and also to carry a pistol without a permit. ICE also stated that it lodged an immigration detainer against the criminal element when police initially arrested him on felony charges. He's also wanted in Jamaica for knockings and clappings with intent, which, by the way, is a very serious crime. Yeah, man. Now, this Jamaican fugitive, who is said to be an illegal immigrant, is also wanted for a suspected involvement in a gruesome 2019 torture and arson case in Massachusetts in the United States of America. He was arrested yesterday in what the police described as a dramatic capture at Panama City Beach in Florida. So the criminal element present on your screen, identified as Dushane Jerome Simon, was located and arrested on Thursday on Panama City Beach by members of Bay County Sheriff's Office Criminal and Special Investigations Division, along with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force and the Sheriff's Office. Now, On the Spot News Media understands that the criminal element was wanted in connection to a case in Springfield, where the victim was robbed, kidnapped, and tortured and ultimately set ablaze. It is said that the criminal element reportedly fled that particular state prior to his trial for his involvement in that case. The Bay County Sheriff's Office stated that they were contacted on January 15th by authorities from the state where he committed that particular crime, and stated that they wish for him to be extradited back to the state where he committed the crime. So a surveillance on the criminal element began, and the criminal element was promptly located by officers at an apartment on Panama City Beach. On the Spot News Media gathered that the criminal element tried to elude the authorities by jumping from a third-story balcony as he fled on foot into a nearby wooded area. He was, however, pursued by the cops because them police they fit and healthy. Them not drink the bag of bag juice pan duty and get big and fat. No, sir. Them police they stay active in the gym. So the police then pursued him and he was captured a short distance away. The criminal element is currently booked as a fugitive from justice at the Bay County Jail. A U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement hold has also been placed on him. The authorities stated that the criminal element does not have a valid visa to be in the United States of America, and he also have a prior arrest history. So another deportation again back to the streets of Jamaica. I just hope that the Jamaican authorities no bet that wanna slip through the cracks, and as him land, them bangle him and book him and cook him. Yeah man, say in a way, back to local style. Now over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. Andrew South Police Division. This little youth here, presently on your screen, identified as Dwight Edwards, said to be a student of the Norman Manley High School in Kingston. It is said that he was taken from his area by criminal elements who invaded his community in search of other persons, and the fact that those persons that they came for knock it and clapping pan could not be found, they took him from the community and murdered him. Now, we don't get the fullness of the story, because with these stories, there's always a little bit more to it than what actually meets the eyes. Criminal elements invade the community, can't find who them come for. See the little youth, take him from the community and go knock it and clap it pan him, leaving him lifeless. Now On the Spot News Media go most definitely do some digging into this one and update you subsequently. And if I really saw it go, boy, may I tell you my peeps, the thing rough, really rough. Now I just hope that the regular members of Chan Public, see these things happening, and take keen note of it. That at any given time, whether you mix up, you involve in a badness, knockings and clappings or not, it can come knocking on your door. So we need to stop embrace this bad man culture. We need to stop this infam of dead culture until it come knock on your door. Then you start talk everything how it go and who do what. Don't wait. We have to tackle this crime monster right now before it start affecting our innocent children. Would-be innocent kids like Dwight Edwards. But as I stated earlier, I gotta put me ears on the ground and see if we can figure out what really go down with this little youth here. Boy, may I tell you, it rough. Now the next thing that we are going to talk about, my peeps. The Ministry of Health really need to do something about these persons who are deemed to be of unsound mind, because we see where many type of situations start happening now, and the police have to end up calling them up to subdue them a certain type of way, and it never necessarily have to go that way there if we had trained personnels who can come out to deal with some of these situations. Not saying that the trained personnel can come from every scene, because some of these unsound mind, these mentally ill or mentally challenged persons are very violent. So in this particular case, is a very violent brother this, and the police have to knock it and clap it upon him. So the Independent Commission of Investigation is now probing an incident in which a man and a woman get caught up and seriously injured at the Yuatan police station in St. Catherine Thursday night. So sometime around 7:57 p.m., a member of the police team was reportedly collecting a statement in the station from someone when a man who is said to be mentally challenged barged inside the police station with a machete. It is said that the man reportedly attacked the cop, who took evasive action and fired one can all-time service pistol, which hit the man, fly through him, and also hit another female who was standing in the reception area. Both injured persons were taken to the hospital. The Linstead Police and the Yuatan CIB is presently investigating. Things like this should have never happened, but it is what it is. Now over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. Catherine South Police Division, this brother presently on your screen was gunned down outside his home in Cumberland, Portmore, St. Catherine on Thursday. The deceased man presently on your screen has since been identified as Garth Taylor. It is said that he pulled up and parked at his home in Potterdale Drive in Portmore, St. Catherine when criminal elements aboard a motorcycle rode up on him. It is said that the pillion jumped off the back of the motorcycle and opened gunfire, hitting Mr. Taylor all over the upper body and head. His attackers then fled in the area on the waiting motorcycle. The police were called in. The crime scene was processed, his body removed to the morgue, but he was officially pronounced, you know what, same place on the spot. My peeps, the knockings and clappings continues. And still in the St. Catherine South Police Division, the community of Old Harbour in St. Catherine has recorded its first fatal knockings and clappings for 2025. So the loss of life of a sound system selector has been recorded as the first one in Old Harbour. Boy, may I tell you, the knockings and clappings continues. Now the man will end up losing 3 points has since been identified as this brother presently on your screen, 25-year-old Warren Ingram, and he's off a Marley Avenue address in Old Harbour, St. Catherine. So reports reaching on the Spot News Media would suggest that on the 8th of January, sometime around 12:30 p.m., the man, otherwise known as Bobo in the streets, was at a nearby shop when he was approached, conned up several times all over the upper body and head by a criminal element who escaped in the area on foot. The scene of the crime was processed, and during which whole heap of spent casing was retrieved by detectives. Investigations are ongoing with the police urging members of the general public who may have any information surrounding the fatal knockings and clappings of Ingram, otherwise known as Bobo, to come forward and also to, assist them to get the criminal elements off the streets who carried out that fatal knockings and clappings. And right after that, the police them drop a curfew in response to the uptick of fatal knockings and clappings in the Old Harbour space. Yeah, man. So right now, the police them just do what them have to do for curtail crime and violence all over. Now, the last thing that we are going to talk about, my peeps, the Clarendon police have released the names of 11 men they have declared persons of interest in their particular police division. So the list includes a criminal element identified as the Nardo Smith, and he's from St. Kitts and Nevis, a Caribbean country. The list also includes Zico Ellis, otherwise called Nally. He's of a Rosal district. The list also includes Stephanie Carey, otherwise called Truman, of a Sweeney district. The list also includes Devani Green. He's of a Sutton's address in Chapelton. And also Akeem Clark, who is of a Moko address. Also making the list are Ainsworth Baker, otherwise known as Dante. Another criminal element identified as Ardley Simpson, otherwise called Gary. An ex-criminal element identified as Quane Beckford, otherwise called Jay. And an ex-criminal element identified as Javel Beckford, otherwise called Brownman. Two other criminal elements who is only known by their aliases. One is known as Briscoe, him come from Stewarton in Amoko, right there so. And the next one known as Chappie, come from Frankfield. So those names complete the list. So the Clarendon police is urging the men to turn themselves in with immediate effect, and anyone having any information surrounding the whereabouts of any one of these wanted criminal elements, if you alert the Maypen police or any police station in Clarendon. And as always, if you don't trust the police, link on the Spot News Media or any like-minded vlogger, give us the information and we will most definitely pass it on to the relevant authorities who can make effective change. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.